Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today is going to be a free-to-play video, but we're on the main account at the moment. I don't want to spoil what's on the free-to-play first thing, right? But we have the extra legendary event going on. If you guys got anything good, let me know. One part of my brain says, yes, go ahead and go for the dopamine and pull this one shard and maybe get 2 legendaries, but the other, more reasonable part of my brain says, absolutely not. This is 100% a scam, and that's what I'm going to go with. But here we go. Ice Golem Peak, Stage 20 complete on the free-to-play account. 100% fully auto. Now, a lot of you may be thinking, well, what's the big deal about Ice Golem? Because Ice Golem is probably the least favorable place to be farming, period, right? However, the nice thing is that during fusion events, I can actually do Ice Golem. It's typically the best way to get Relentless gear because Ice Golem tournaments are typically pretty easy to complete because a lot of people don't like Ice Golem. So if you actually spend some energy on it, you're more likely to win because first place isn't that competitive most of the time. At least that's what I've noticed with my time in playing Raid. We also have one Sacred Shard over here on the free-to-play account, which I will not be pulling because it just seems like a bad idea on the free-to-play as well as the main. I want to go over Ice Golem real quick and kind of talk about my team building strategy behind it because Ice Golem is unique. It's actually very, very similar to Dragon as far as what's strong. Okay, so bringing poisons into Ice Golem is very, very good. You'll see my run a second ago was 11 minutes long. I don't really want to do a run. Maybe we'll let one run in the background. But you'll see my team setup is in place. Okay, I'm using this team that I set up. This is very, very important because Ice Golem is unique in the sense that the wave clear, you can have people doing whatever. You want to just use all your abilities, no problem whatsoever. But when you get to the actual Ice Golem, there are some champions who can really make this run an absolute nightmare. And that is champions who deal a lot of damage just from hard hits, like Yakarl. He hits pretty hard. And the issue with that is that I don't have anybody to res my other champions, increase defense, add some kind of protection other than Rector Draft. But she's weak affinity on stage 20, so she's at a disadvantage already. So what I've done is I've let everybody be default up until the Ice Golem boss stage. Let me change this team name to IG20. Now, this is not going to be 100% consistent. It's going to be kind of long, 11 minutes. I'm not going to be farming this, but it's going to help me do that mission when I get there. And also, it's going to help me do the tournaments for future fusions because at the moment on this account, I've actually done 0 fusions. But I'm hoping by the next fusion time that I'll have enough energy saved up in my inbox, enough energy as flat out, enough shards for it to make sense, and enough dungeons on stage 20 farming that I can get the gear, get the dungeon diver event, the whole 9 yards without really putting myself in a bad spot, wasting energy essentially on very low level dungeon stages. And if I plan everything out perfectly, then I can go for it without having to worry, hey, maybe I mess up a few things and don't actually get to finish the fusion. But you'll see on these champions round 3, don't use his A2 and his A3. If I could just make him not do anything, just skip his turn, I would do that, to be honest, because Yakarl, I don't want him hitting the Ice Golem whatsoever, because if you drop the Ice Golem below his different thresholds of HP, while both of the side minions are still alive, then the Ice Golem smacks for a crazy amount of damage. So Rector Draft, wave 3, doesn't matter what she's doing, her 2 abilities don't do any damage. Now, Thylesia, I have her A2 ability turned off. I kind of do want the decreased defense because it does help me down those 2 side adds a little bit quicker. But really, I could turn that off even test that out. Just have her using her A1 ability. Shiramani, she's got everything default because her A3 doesn't do a ton of damage. It is some damage. It could possibly freeze those minions, and the A2 is just a heal, so I can't really do anything there. And then Frozen Banshee is just left to do her own stuff. Now, Frozen Banshee, if I got her built with good resistance, good accuracy, good speed, good tanky stats, HP, and defense, she could solo the Ice Golem boss. Now, not the whole wave 1, wave 2, and the Ice Golem, but just the boss himself. So if the boss killed everybody, Frozen Banshee could take care of it herself. I don't quite have her to that point. Obviously, she's pretty low. She's just basic gearing and everything. But I want her to do whatever she wants because poisons and HP burn do not trigger the Ice Golem slam. Any damage that the Ice Golem takes on his turn won't trigger the slam, okay? Now, I'm sure this works the same with Geomancer, his burns. Probably works the same with Brogni and the shield reflect damage. But if you deal damage on your turn, the Ice Golem goes below those thresholds of HP, he's going to slam. It's going to be absolutely terrible. So poisons and HP burn, any champion you have who can do poisons or HP burn can most likely take care of the Ice Golem boss themselves, assuming that you run enough resistance so they don't debuff you. The one does what decreased defense and the other one does heal reduction, which are very, very bad, especially if you're running regeneration gear, immortal gear, where you're relying on heals to actually get through it, lifesteal gear, whatever it may be. If you're running that kind of stuff and then you get heal reduction, it is very, very bad. But I wanted to share that with you guys. Maybe some of you are struggling with Ice Golem. Like I said, I know it's not the dungeon that we're excited to do the most because the gear is pretty bad from there, right? For most players' accounts. But it is the best place to get relentless gear from, essentially, because like I said, the tournaments for that are very easy to win in comparison to Dragon. Everybody loves Dragon. Fire Knight, the best nuker gear, the best in-game type gear. Spider, we always do Spider once we hit stage 20, but eventually you have to do stage 20 on all the dungeons for the Arbiter missions anyways, so knowing how to approach Ice Golem once you get to that area, it's going to be much easier. Now, the Ice Golem waves, the biggest thing there is bringing enough survivability, so for me, it's Rector Drath and Shiromani. Good control from Shiromani, good control from your Carl as well, and then very good support from Rector Drath with the reses. Silva Drakes works amazing, of course. Any champion you could bring for a res, Reliquary Tender, Apothecary doesn't have a res, but it does have a pretty good size heal. But any increased defense, res, heals, continuous heals, all that kind of stuff are going to be absolutely amazing getting through the waves, especially res champions. If you have one, bring one, because if your run does start to fall apart, at least they'll be there to pick up your other champions. And then once you get to the Ice Golem boss, considering turning off all the preset AIs for all the champions who you don't want dealing damage, maybe you're bringing a Seer to the Ice Golem, okay? You're clearing all the waves, you get to the boss, and maybe you want Seer to not use her A3 ability, because that's most likely going to proc the Ice Golem's big slam, and that could make your run be pretty bad. That is definitely how I like to approach the Ice Golem. And the free-to-play account, let's take a look at it, okay? So right now, just one last thing. The XP boost is currently not on, but I do have a few XP boosts in my inbox. I have quite a bit of energy, to be honest. We have one XP boost. I think I'm going to save it for just a little bit. I would like to pop that during a champion training event, something along those lines, so I can actually get some extra benefit from it. So whenever a champion training event comes up, I'll probably go ahead and use that. And then I really want to go ahead and farm enough arena to get the upgraded Great Hall bonus to level 7. So this one right here is probably what I'm going to go ahead and do. I need 700 Great Hall medals, and the arena is looking pretty good still. We are in gold 4, so we could drop back from gold 5, but refreshes every so often, we still get the one-person defenses. Not as frequently it seems, but I'm a little bit out of gold 5, so I'm going to try to climb back into gold 5, get some of the gold medals to hopefully get my Great Hall bonus to level 7, hopefully ready by next CVC. I don't really see any reason why I shouldn't be able to do that, but guys, I hope you all enjoyed the video. Thank you all very much for watching, and with that said, good luck on your Ice Golem if you push for it, and I'll catch you all in the next video.